Okay, hello everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Got a weekend coming up. Hope it goes well for you. Wanted to introduce Miyo-i3 Debian version. I was asked to make this, and you might be wondering, good grief, Dan, you just released JWM Debian version, and now you're already releasing this. And actually, I told Adarsh, i3 is actually the easiest system for me to build, believe it or not. I know it confuses a lot of people until you get used to it, and it might seem like it would be a hard build, but it's actually the easiest for me. And I, I almost nailed it on the first build. I had to go back and fix just a couple of small minor issues, and other than that, I was lucky and got it pretty much right on the nose on the first build. But I wanted to go over it with you real quick. In a minute I'll open up the release notes and we'll go over those. First we'll look at the conky here, and there's actually three menus. I have two versions of D menu and also the graphical P menu. So Alt plus D will open up D menu, which is actually the J4 D menu desktop, and it just shows the installed applications. Okay. I also have the regular classic D menu. If you prefer that, you just have to make the change in the config file. Also have P menu. We'll open that up, and I'll go over real quick what we have installed, or what you'll have installed out of the box. Mouse pad for your text editor and nitrogen for wallpapers. I added Midori on here. That you don't get a web browser. It's up to you to install the one you want. Under preferences, Conman UI, customize look and feel. I do want to point out this desktop preferences. If you click on that, nothing's going to happen. That does not work. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Keyboard and mouse, monitor, notifications, and the power manager. Under sound and video, I installed Parole. Parole has actually become I'm going to say my preferred MP3 player for the time being. I installed this. You don't get that on the system. All you get on sound and video is pulse audio volume control. But Parole, I don't know what led me to install it on another one of my Mio installations, but when I installed it, it didn't pull in anything except one other lib. I mean, it didn't pull in anything hardly, and I've just gotten to where I really enjoy using it as my MP3 player. I haven't tried watching videos with it yet, but for me it does a great job playing MP3s. Under System, File Manager, GDebi, Gparted, LX Terminal, and Synaptic. Alright, MiyoLinux accessories, we'll go over that in just a moment. Lock screen and the exit menu. Now if you notice down here in the very lower right hand corner, that is the Conman system tray. I went ahead and had that show so that it'd be a little easier for people to use it when they're trying the system out. What else can we go over? Mod plus B. Now I have that preset to open whatever your system assigns as the XWWW browser. So right now, if I hit Mod plus B, it'll open Midori. Mod plus P is PCman FM. I'll go ahead and open that real quick so you can see it. And there it is. There's the release notes. We're going to go over that in just a moment, but for now let me close that out. Mod plus return or enter will open the terminal. Mod Control A is Mio Accessories, and Print Screen will make a full screen screenshot and place it in your Pictures folder. I won't go over all these. I do want to point out I have an exit menu, but I also have keyboard shortcuts for logout, reboot, shutdown, and screen lock. Okay. Alright, let's go over those release notes. I do want to also point out this is using LightDM as the display manager. Go ahead and open these. And I'm going to send that to number 2. Alright. Basically the same introduction here. I did make one little extra statement. Miyo-i3 was also made to be an introductory i3 system for those who may be interested in i3 but they haven't tried it yet. Maybe you might be a little scared to try it because you've heard about, it's mostly keyboard driven, it's a tiling window manager. You've maybe been interested in it, but you just haven't really taken the plunge and tried it. The system is intended to be more user-friendly for new users out of the box. Alright. Got a few live user nodes, your live username and password, how to connect to your wireless network, and how to change keyboard layout in the live session. And basically what you'll do, you open up the Mio accessories. Let me do that. And right here, live keyboard layout. If you're from a country other than the United States or an English-speaking country, no. If you're from a country other than the United States and you want to be able to use your keyboard in the live session, just come to Mio accessories, click on live keyboard layout, and that will open up the live keyboard layout chooser. Just scroll through, find your intended keyboard layout and click OK, and you'll be on it. Alright, release notes. Let's see, the i3 application menu, J4D menu desktop, I've already discussed that. That's the default. If you want to change it to D menu, I give instructions what you need to do here, and I also talk a little about P menu. Out of the box, Miyo-i3 is using the Alt key as the mod key, and I do that for one simple reason, is that there are some computers that don't have a Windows key. If you want to change it to the Windows key, I give instructions here. Give instructions how to activate the firewall. I wasn't very clear on this. To do this, you'll need to use what I call true root, which is SU-L, to be able to set up the firewall. Okay. I included the Papyrus folder script if you want to change the Papyrus folder colors. Talked about the screenshot. It'll go into your Pictures folder. I did not include the update notifier again, but if you want to use one, I did leave its line included in the auto start section of the i3 config file, and I give the web address here on SourceForge where you can download one and install it. Regarding the use of Compton on i3 can be kind of tricky. If you want to edit the Compton file, I say please make a backup of it, because one wrong edit and you can basically make Compton unusable. So just keep that in mind. If you want to edit the Compton file, compton.conf, please make a backup of it. Miscellaneous notes. Fix the sources list. I have not figured out why yet. I had this, if you saw my videos on JW, oh sorry. If you saw my videos, that sounded nice, didn't it? If you saw my video on JWM, I talked about that, where you have to go in and possibly fix the sources list, because on the very first source there, it might only have main, and it should also have contrib and non-free. So make sure you check that. There's been some installations where I don't have to do it, and other installations where I do. It's kind of blown my mind why it's that way. And you can also, if you want back ports, you can add that. Give instructions how to add yourself to sudo. The root account doesn't adopt the themes or icons that I'm using. Tell you what you need to do there. I do want to point out zip, unzip, and tar are pre-installed. Even though there's no archive manager, if you know how to use zip, unzip, and tar from the command line, you're good to go. I talked about this. The desktop preferences application will not work. Key binding for opening a web browser, I've already talked about that. That key bind will open whatever your system assigns as the XWWW browser. Volume control. Alright, this is using i3 blocks for the bar down here. Now if you can see my mouse kind of moving around down here, that right there has the little musical note and 46%. That's your volume control. All you need to do is scroll your mouse wheel up and down. Okay? And that will adjust the volume. Number lock. I didn't include the package numlockx because I noticed that even though I didn't have number lock set to be turned on at startup, it was still being turned on. So that posed one issue for me. I mean, that's great if you want your your keypad for your numbers to be turned on automatically. That's fantastic. All you'll need to do is install numlockx and you'll have your number lock. However, on my old 32-bit computer, the number keypad is integrated in with the rest of the keyboard. In other words, there's not a separate keypad for the numbers. And when that number lock is on, I'll be typing something, and instead of hitting like a K or an L, it'll put a number in. So I decided not to include numlockx for that one reason, because if you don't catch that, if you're trying this live and you have a number keypad integrated in with the rest of your keyboard like that, and you're filling in stuff, oh dear, it's not going to go too well. Okay, and I go over special thanks and acknowledgments. Talk about the Mio logo, the font that's used, the developer of pmenu. Thanks again to Adarsh. He's been a great help. Also thanks to Esnix for his live build tutorials, and thanks to anyone who may try MiyoLinux. Alright, now I'm about to wrap this up because there's really not much to talk about. Let's look at the Mio accessories, okay? And I'll go over what you get. PCMan FM is root. LX appearance for the root account if you want to change how the root account appears. you know, the look and feel of it, the icon used, the theme used. For the root account, you need to use that. Live keyboard layout, default key bindings. That's just a text file. I'll go ahead and click on it. It's just a text file showing you what all the default key binds are. Okay. Close that out. Let me open up the accessories again. You get a calendar. I also have a keyboard shortcut for the calendar, and the calendar will appear, well, I'll go ahead and click it. Sometimes it just helps to see stuff. Get your calendar down here. Okay. But there's also a keybind. Alt Control C will open up the calendar. Open the accessories again. You get your Conky controls, Compton controls, where you can turn either of those on and off. Now I want to point out these three items here, Conky controls, Compton controls, and touchpad controls. These are just for temporary use. If you want, let's say you don't want the Compton, well, I'll say Compton. You don't want Compton on, or you do want it on at startup. You need to adjust that in the config file. i3 config, i3 blocks. Now I've got this set up. You'll have to, I'll go ahead and click on it. I'm getting good at saying I'll go ahead and click on it. You have to be root to do this. So that opens up an authentication window, and it will open up the i3blocks.conf file where you can edit that if you so desire. And can edit the Compton file or the Conky RC file. Let's see. Let's look at the config file real quick. There's the update notifier. If you install one, it's already got a line here, so you don't have to worry about trying to figure out what you need to put in the config file if you want it to start up. Alright, there's Compton, and there's Conky, and here's all the different touchpad controls that I've included. Opening a terminal, that's going to open up LX terminal, blah blah blah. I give an example here. Out of the box, P menu will open up wherever your mouse cursor is on the screen. So let's put my mouse cursor over here. I'll open up P menu, and there's P menu where my mouse cursor was. Okay. I give an example if you want it to be in a fixed position of what you need to do. File manager, screen lock, and this is using, I'm not using i3 lock, it's just using LightDM's lock tool. Okay, here's some examples of floating windows. Now I did add one for parole and one for simple screen recorder. I added these. These aren't included out of the box when you try this out. So that's what you'd need to do. Simple screen recorder, it took me a minute. I knew to capitalize the first letter. I ended up having to capitalize the S in simple, the S in screen, and the R in recorder. And I'll show you that it is floating instead of taking up the whole window. You see here. Hooray! I have a love-hate relationship with i3. Some of the things I really love about it, and some of the things I don't like. But it is fun to use. There you go. Miyo-i3 Debian version is now available. I hope you enjoy using it. Maybe if you're interested in i3 but you've never gotten the guts up to try it out, maybe this system here will help you out a little bit, be a little more user friendly. Alright, hope you guys have a great weekend coming up and take care. Thanks.